In this e-learning, we show you how to install a new version of Wise Option. First recommendation, make sure you have pretty good backups. Next, visit us online, wiseoption.com, log on to the members area, and request a new key code. We're going to need this time not only the key code, but actually the links that are sent and the email that is sent to you. It does have all the links we need. From that link, we're going to download the update wizard, and especially for ASP users, this is a different deal. It's not a key code that should be entered in the program. You will need actually to download the file, run the update wizard, which brings in the new Wise Option files to your computer, and then enter the key code for that new application. So let's take a look at the process and some of the messages that you have. For this example, we are on version 3.133, and we're going to perform an update for that. First thing, I'm going to close the program. Wise Option should not be running. If you are on a local network, make sure everybody's off. You don't need to turn off the computers. Just shut down the program, Wise Option the program. You go online, request a new key code. In this example, we were on version 3.133. We're going to upgrade to 3.2.10. And here's where you can get the list of new features. If you are behind with some other, let's say, for instance, not 3.133, but a few versions behind, make sure you check the list of all features since that version. It is important not for you to review and check this out, because sometimes we provide special instructions for the new version through the list of new features. So just make sure you have that done. In our manual online, you're going to have the chance to learn how to back up your files. And we also provide a nice e-learning under the setup option, I guess. Yes. You have how to back up Wise Option e-learning here. So those are the beginning for this stuff. I'm going to now take a look at the message. When you request a new key code, you should receive an email that looks like this one. It brings the number of the version you're going to update, gives you the link to download the update wizard, also link to the white paper with directions how to proceed with the update, a summary of what we are doing here in this e-learning, and a link for you to review the list of new features. For this example, I already downloaded the version, so I'm going to show you where. Very common, users forget where they place the files. Make sure you remember where the files are. And for the example, this was my previous update, and this is the one I'm doing today. I'm going to select that file. I'm going to run the file. Okay. We do have a password request over here. The password will be right here in the same email, which is not a big secret. It's just the number of the version. If you look here and here, is the number of the version typed twice. The reason for this password is just to make sure that you are really planning to do an update, just to make sure this is what you want to do. 3.2.10, 3.2.10, click Next. Checking the operational system, unzipping the files, which come compressed for a faster download. And we should be in any second. There we go. This off the update wizard. Again, a reminder, make sure no running Wise Option, especially on a local network. When somebody's running the program, the Wise Option, the main file, the server will lock that file. And if the file is locked, the update wizard cannot bring the new program into Wise Options folder. You're going to see the welcome page followed by the license agreement. a new reminder. It is user's responsibility, making sure you have backups before performing any change in the Wise Options contents. Like I showed you, we have the eLearning and manual for that. And here we go for one of the tricky parts of this. Sometimes users try to do the update from a terminal, not actually on the server, which is fine, as long as you remember to point the destination for the new files to the server. Very frequent users will try to leave the files coming on the terminal. Therefore, only that terminal receives the file and not actually the server. If you are on a terminal, make sure you know which location you're talking about. Your network specialist or advisor can give you a hint about that. You browse to that location and you change this. For this example, I am on the server, so I'm going to leave the local drive, programs, files, Wise option, where my correct position for the files. And it is now unpacking the files, telling me that it was complete and suggesting that the first logon should be under the administrator password. Just because the administrator has special privilege, it would be nice to have that under the administrator. Next, it's saying, okay, you do have a new version in the program. If you actually did a successful install, making sure that the previous version was not locked, everybody shut down the program, Wise option will identify that you are running a new version. It should request for a new key code as well. So this is an indication you had a successful installation was based on the key code. I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to run the program now, expecting to receive a request for a new key code. Which did. That's good. Here on top, I also have the chance to double check the number of the version. So it shows me that I do have the new program on the server. I'm going to click this. I'm going to return to my email so I can grab that key code, the big number. I don't like lazy, don't like to type things. Before you do this, actually you should check the key code has a expiration date. So if you expired, all you have to do is to request a new key code. That's all. And just make sure you have a valid key code. Another thing that happens very often is that users try to do what, like I'm doing here, drag and drop to highlight dragging the entire key code, and sometimes they leave, like you see here, a space either before or after the code, which is not good. That will give you an invalid code. So what I usually recommend is to, instead of doing that, I double click 1, 2, and I make sure that I don't have spaces in my code. Right click, I have the option to copy this, return to Wise option, paste the code over there, and good to go. So I'm going to log on with the administrator password. And a couple of things will happen when you log on. An auto backup should happen, a backup to make sure we have a frozen copy of the database prior to the backup, the update. And you're also going to see a label asking you to wait. It might be fast or take a while, depending, of course, on the size of your database, so the index will run. It is doing the auto backup now. And there you go with the indexes and the changes for the new version on the database with a sign at the end saying that users can now access the program. So you're good to go and just enjoy the new version of Wise Option. So today we saw how to install the new version of Wise Option on your computer or server if you are on a local network.